did you have a number in mind that you were looking to net?
Yes, it was going to be listed at 869, but I can go down a little bit on that.
Okay. That number, is that the number like a agent gave to you, or where are we coming up with that number?
This is what I want to be around.
Okay. And do you still, is that net, or is that, I mean, you still own the property?
No, I still own the property.
Okay, cool. Can you tell me about any major repairs that you've done besides the roof?
I didn't do the roof. The roof was done about a year or so ago when I bought the property, and we renovated the whole house. Inside, we did the sprinkler system, the garage openers, the fixtures. So there was a lot of improvement done for the house.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you just recently bought the property?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So ideally, I just want to let you know that obviously for me, and I'm just kind of going through the pictures right here, is I specialize in structuring deals. I know it's going to be very tight, especially if you list the house on the market after paying agents and all that good stuff. I mean, you're going to be lucky if you break even. I'm not too sure how you finance, if it was conventional or FHA or VA, what kind of down payment you had put, but I mean, it's going to be very tough for you to break even, but it is something I'm definitely interested in. I'm kind of just scrolling through the pics right now. Is it still the white tile in the entrance?
I'm not sure what pictures you're looking at, but I don't think there would be new pictures of the house after it's been remodeled.
Oh, okay.
Is there carpeting?
Yeah, that I'm seeing the carpeting.
Yeah, all that carpet is out. It's all tile across the whole house, all 3,000 some square feet of tile. New appliances, new granite in the kitchen, and all the bathrooms. So there was a lot of updating that was done to the house.
What's the interest?
Yeah, so I'm actually looking at the old count. And did you do anything to the kitchen cabinet or countertop?
All the countertops are new, and the cabinets are all repainted and updated and changed. And the kitchen, the way it is in your pictures, is totally different now than it is in the pictures.
Okay. And did you have are you still living in the house? Is it currently occupied, or do you have a time frame when you're looking to leave?
I want to list it now, and when it sells, it sells.
Okay, so ideally, if we were to be able to get something in paper, get something going today, I mean, 30 days, 60 days, what do you think your time frame is to close?
I can close today. I can close in 2 months. Very flexible.
I like it. Cool. Well, so let's go. You said, what were you gonna list it at?
869.
869. Okay, so you're looking at 869. I'm just gonna kind of do some math real. And how much did you say you still owed?
What difference does it make?
Just because I want to see what you're trying to net out, like after closing costs and all that good stuff. Ideally, as you know, real estate agents, they're gonna charge you commissions and stuff like that. Closing costs, typically when you sell traditionally, it's gonna cost you about 10%, 6% commissions, 1% seller closing costs, and 3% buyer's closing costs. So I just wanted to ask, like, what is that number that you want to net out after closing costs, paying off the mortgage and stuff like that?
I need to be around 820.
820.
815, 820.
So what would that be, like about 200?
What is that?
200 net after paying off bank?
I need to be at 820 to break even with this house.
Okay, break even, huh? Okay, let's see. So
I
ideally,
spend a lot of money on remodeling the house.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is a big house, so I mean, I haven't seen the upgrades that you've done to it, but based on what you're telling me, it sounds like you have dropped some money.
And the best-selling feature of this house is the view. It's a panoramic view, 360 degrees. You go from the Franklin Mountain Valley, and there is nothing obstructing that view. The view actually is what sold me the house the first time.
How are the sunset?
Beautiful.
I could imagine, huh? From the top. So the way I'm thinking, and maybe this is something that you might be interested, it doesn't sound like you're in a rush. Obviously, I'm not in a rush neither. For me, if the deal makes sense, then it makes dollars. That's the way I kind of see it. Since I'm not going to be using this as an investment property, I probably wouldn't buy it cash, because typically when I buy cash, I buy at a discount discounted rate. However, that doesn't make sense to buy it cash. However, what I would potentially be willing to do, and this is why I was kind of trying to ask you what the net out is. I think you bought it for somewhere in 600. I'm not too sure what exactly it is that you owe. But the way we would structure this deal is kind of like familiar with subject to? No. So basically is what I would do is I would cash out your equity on the number that you and I agree on. So let's just say your number was, I don't know, $200,000. Is the way we would come in is I would structure the $200,000 and then I would take over the current mortgage in play. Now, the reason why I would take care of over that mortgage is I see you have a 5.5% interest on this. Is that what it is?
Right.
So in a sense is I am buying your debt. The cost of money right now, I mean, you're seeing prime it's sitting at about 7.5. So it just wouldn't make sense for me to go out and get another loan. Ideally,
I get it. Now I get it. I don't know if this mortgage is assumable or not.
Okay, so yeah, so it wouldn't actually be an assumption. It would just be a straight subject to. So we would still go through a title company. This is typically how I buy most of my properties. Usually I'm not buying at a 5.5. I'm usually buying at 2-3%, trying to get the 2019-2020 rates. But ideally is we would go through title company. It wouldn't be assumable. Basically, we would just do a subject to. So I would take on the deed. We would leave the note in play. Everything still goes through title. I would pay for the title policy. I would pay for the closing costs. Attorney at title is going to draft up everything. And ideally, I mean, it's pretty simple.
So the mortgage would stay in my name?
That is correct until I'm able to build up enough equity and refinance it.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Okay. And is there a reason?
I'm leaving, so I don't want to continue to hold a mortgage that would count against me in case I decide to buy another house.
So that's actually the best part about it. We hire a third-party servicing company. We hire an escrow company.
Yeah, no, I understand. But if the mortgage is not assumable and you're not going to assume the loan, it's going to be, I'm done. I have nothing to do with this house or anything else. I like things simple.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So why don't we do this, Fat? Because just based on, I know there's a certain number that you need to net out. And obviously you don't want to lose. And I know by me buying this house is I can maximize your dollar. Why don't we just go through the motions? I know you said you're planning to list it. Do you have a real estate agent already?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I know you said you're planning to list it. There's no rush for you. However, why don't you kind of go through that process, and ideally if there is a time and point that you are taking a loss, is why don't we touch base back in a month? I know you're saying right now it's like, well, Chris, I don't want the mortgage under my name. I'm gonna be gone. And at the end of the day, this is why we hire an escrow company, because the escrow company is going to be servicing, which is then this will not count against your debt, against your DTI. So, and I can guarantee, and I could say this confidently, is I know you'll make more money selling it to me than selling it on the market, because I can maximize your dollar. Obviously, no fees, no agents.
What is the name of your company?
My Investments Matter.
Okay.
And like I said, is typically this is how I buy all of my real estate. Just structuring deals like this, and it's more so on the lower interest rates, the 2s and the 3s. Obviously, I'm in real estate for the long game, but I'm looking for a homestead for me and my family right now in the West.
Okay. All right. I'm at work right now, so I need to. Let me think about this. And is this number a number I can call you at?
Yes, this is actually the office phone. So it'll go to like an automation,
Okay.
but you could call back and you could press the number 1. Or when would be a good time for me to follow up with you?
I don't know. I just mean this is. I'm at work and you called me in the middle of. So I didn't. We can touch base again tomorrow or the day after.
That works. I appreciate you taking my call. I know you sound like a busy man. And again, my name is Chris Silva, and we'll touch base here in a couple of days. If you need anything, have any questions, feel free to give me a call back. You could press 1 and it'll come directly to my line, or you could ask for me.
Okay.
Pat, I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
You have an amazing day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.